The problem is you do not know the solution. We all know what the problem is, or we think we do. The favorite choices are repeated over and over again, day after day. But what you say is the problem is not the problem. It is never the problem. All those things you say is the problem are the effects of the problem. What you list are symptoms. This invasion did not start in a vacuum, something happened before it took place. The United Nations did not force migrants to head to the West, spontaneously. Something happened before that. The European Union did not make it obligatory to accept millions of migrants or have billions withheld in equalization payments, without having an objective in mind. What happened to our societies happened before liberalism and the loss of manners and trust started damaging our children. So yes, we are very familiar with the problems, and we like and support all those who share our opinions as to what the symptoms of our demise are. But knowing what symptoms a disease has, does not give us a cure. Knowing the symptoms of a problem does not present us with a solution. The problem is that none of you know what the problem is, and so you are all fixated on looking for examples of the symptoms. But then question becomes one of how far back do we look for the problem? It is not difficult to go back 6,000 years to Eden to see the outlines of the problem. We can go to the historic Babylon and see the outline of the problem harden and take on a political form. But then, we can see the problem everywhere if we look. It is there, just behind the symptoms. Some might say the problem is evil. But that only begs the question as to what evil is? But evil is most certainly a problem. However, is poverty a problem if we have money in the bank? Is a cut a problem if we have a band-aid? A problem is a problem only if there is no solution. If there is a solution, the problem is only a problem if the solution is not used. Which requires us to ask, why are the symptoms always given so much attention but never the problem? Is it because there is no solution, or because we do not know the solution, or because as much as you dislike the problem, what really worries you is the solution? How can that be? Indeed, question all of it, because only when you are able to question why any of this exists can you accept why all of it exists. Why do we have problems? These problems are all created by us? If we create the problem, why can we not solve it, since in reality, we only need to stop creating the problem for it to be eliminated? Imagine a man whose life is being ruined by alcohol. The problem is not the alcohol. The problem is not all the repercussions that are associated with alcoholism. His life is not being harmed by alcohol but by apathy or inaction. The problem with the alcoholic is immaturity. Alcohol only harms those who lack the maturity to deal with it responsibly. But is that our problem? That is the question. Is it all our problem? The problem is not the problem but our refusal to isolate and contain it. There is, of course, the problem of evil. But there is also the problem of our refusal to confront and deal with the devil. Ecumenicalism is usually considered a process of bringing the churches together. It is this, but it is more about dealing with the wolves among us. We cannot solve problems by embracing the symptoms. The symptoms are the world's system. Jesus did not for nothing reject the devil's offer of food, security, and power. We need to do the same. There is only one solution, and that is the one in the Bible. We must separate from evil. It is not up to us to solve it nor to subsidize it. We need to start an ecumenical movement that not only brings the faithful together, it also divides us from the problem, which is the world.